I have to say that is exactly accurate, but looking at the expression on Ange's face, I can tell I've taught him everything he knows. And if you study hard, mate, you might even make the 2 minutes. So, hello, my name's Owen, and yes, I am the best man. Everybody enjoying themselves so far? Good, glad to hear. You see that magician? He was awesome, wasn't he? He was really good. He taught me a trick. Ready? Right, Josh. Pick a card, any card. Go on. No, you have to think of it.
Two of hearts.
Oh, don't worry about it. There's nothing. Right, well, I wasn't really sure how to start this speech, so I thought I'd go with a quick definition. The Oxford English Dictionary describes a wedding as the removal of weeds from one's garden. I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm sure now you're married, all becomes clear. As is tradition, I'd like to echo Josh's words about the bridesmaids. You really all do look absolutely stunning. But now on to the main man. What can you say about a man who's quickly rising to the very top of his profession, based solely on his intelligence, grit, and the willpower to push on where others have fallen? A man who's beginning to distinguish himself at the highest level among his peers, and who no one can say a bad word about. Okay. That's enough about me. We're going to need to talk about Josh, really, don't we? Right. I've known Josh for about 24 years. We met at nursery school. I met Josh. He was a chubby, friendless nerd. And here I am speaking at his wedding. How the tables are turned. Thanks for your support. Knowing Josh for this long means he has had a massive part in developing me and my personality, and also my sense of humour. So if this speech isn't as funny as you like, you know who to blame. It was a real honour, though, when Josh begged me to be his best man. And like any good best man, my immediate thoughts turned to my roles on the day. Keeping the ring safe, looking after my best friend on the day, getting into the venue on time. None of that mattered. We've got a stag do to plan. But the idea of a stag do, it did raise a few problems. I don't know if you're aware of this. You probably are. Josh has an inability to handle alcohol. We called him 2 pints cool. That's all it takes. So the idea of a stag do, it was terrible. I don't know if you've witnessed him with a hangover, but it looks like he's recreating the scene from The Exorcist. So I asked him how he was going to cope with 2 nights drinking heavily. And he said, don't worry about it. I've got it sorted. I only get hangovers when I drink beer. I'll stick to spirits, I'll be fine. Yeah, good. Where did he pick to go on his stag do? Oh yeah, Oktoberfest. Yeah, brilliant. Biggest beer festival in the world, what could possibly go wrong? Luckily, apart from a lot of vomiting, a rather inappropriate sharing of urine, and a collapsed teepee, nothing went wrong at all. Some of us even got to see Oktoberfest. Not Jim though. He went to bed after 7.
Both nights.
As you're probably aware, Josh is well on his way to being a fully qualified accountant. And if you're not aware of it, don't ask him because he'll bore the bollocks off you for the rest of the year. He brought a spreadsheet with him. He's got one in his pocket, it's ridiculous. The more I thought about Josh becoming an accountant, the more I thought about maybe there were some transferable skills that you could take to, obtain a happy and successful marriage. A happy marriage, I think, is one of the great transactions of our lives. It's the ultimate balance sheet. Yeah, sure, there'll be some give and take, some plus and minus, maybe a bit of fiddling. But of course, with Josh's strict accounting principles, every transaction will mean a double entry. We'll probably show that later. Now, brace yourself, Ange. Obviously, as well as a double entry, I'm sure a number of you are aware, Josh has got a bit of experience with a double exit as well. A happy marriage relies on making the right decisions. But you might look at Josh and think, yeah, he's a smart lad. He probably makes all the right decisions. And for the most part, you'd be right. He does, however, when intoxicated, occasionally make some very wrong decisions. I remember one evening out in Malia on our lads' holiday where Josh had maybe a few too many beers. 2. And he began to feel a little bit queasy. So he headed straight for the toilets. Good decision. The decision to sit down with his trousers round his ankles, chunder into the gusset of them, and then pull them back up. Not a good decision. There is. So maybe there's a bit of work there, mate. Yeah? Now, I wish I'd made that up, I really do. A happy marriage relies on Josh being good at managing money. Now, as he said earlier, there's no problem there. Josh has had a hand in organising this wedding, and every time he has, he's managed to make the money spread that just a little bit further. Take the honeymoon, for example. Must have been his best bit of business. I know some of you think they're jetting off to the Maldives for a fortnight, but thrifty Josh must have found a late last-minute deal, because he told me earlier that he was going to North Wales. At least I think that's what he meant when he said he was going to Bangor for 2 weeks. That's right, Good. Now, in a bit of a break from tradition, it's tickled you, isn't it? In a bit of a break from tradition, I'd like to say a few words to the bride. It's been really nice getting to know Angela over the last few years. She's integrated into our group of friends absolutely seamlessly. She's a really lovely girl, full of life and laughing. And it's safe to say that we all think the absolute world of her. I have to admit, though, the first time I met Angela, didn't really make the best first impression. When she was introduced to me, she told me that I looked like a bear. It's probably because of my cuddly nature and my love of salmon. All that time I took a shit in the woods. I can't remember which one. So after she told me this, I sort of panicked and regressed back to a sort of childlike stage and sort of blurted out under pressure, "Yeah, well, you look like a rat." I want to clear up here, Ange. I don't think you look like a rat. Okay, I want to say in front of everyone, I think everyone here would agree with me when I say you look absolutely stunning today. Fair play, Josh. Fair play. I did wonder, though, why a good-looking girl like Ange would find such a nerd like Josh attractive. But after I've got to know Ange over the last few years, I've discovered that some of her celebrity crushes include Carl Pilkington and Boris Johnson. So I guess Josh is just next in line of lovable morons that she seems to like so much. As I've said before, I've known Josh for a very long time, and I have to say that I've never seen him as happy as when he is with Angela. When you look at them both, you know it's love. Pure and simple. Angela's very pure, and Josh... you understand that. But on a serious note, when I look at the both of you together, I know that I am in the presence of true love. And looking around this room, it's clear that everyone here genuinely cares for you and has no doubt about your long and happy lives together. That's the testament to your obvious strength of your relationship. Either that or they fancied a free lunch. You really do suit each other so well. You're a couple that make it seem absolutely effortless. You complete each other so perfectly that I have no doubt that you'll make each other so happy for the rest of your lives. So, on that note, could everyone please be upstanding and toast the new happy couple, Mr. and Mrs. Cool?